Welcome to the Fake News Awards. In 2017 was a year of unrelenting bias, unfair news coverage, and even downright fake news. Studies have shown that over 90% of the media's coverage of President Donald Trump is negative. You heard it right, folks, negative. Let me take this off real quick. Okay, now we're good. So 90% of whatever is covered of the media is negative on President Donald Trump. Below are the winners of the 2017 Fake News Awards. Number 1, the New York Times. Paul Krugman claimed on the day of President Trump's historic landslide victory that the economy will never recover. And that's very, very true. That's what he said. It will never recover. He said it will never, all of these tax cuts and anything, it will never happen. That's exactly what he said. Number 2, ABC. Brian Ross chokes and sends market in a downward spiral with a false report that later on they had to turn around. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. And we have number 3, CNN falsely reported that candidate Donald Trump and his son, Donald J. Trump Jr., had access to hacked documents from WikiLeaks, which was 100% false. As you guys can see. Number 4, Time falsely reported that President Trump removed a bust of Martin Luther King Jr. from the Oval Office. So that's very, very, very false. It turned out that it wasn't taken away. It was just moved to a different spot. That's all it was. Number 5, the Washington Post falsely reported that President's massive sold-out rally in Pensacola, Florida was empty. Dishonest reporters showed empty areas hours before the crowd started to pour in. So that's the Washington Post. Number 5. Number 6, CNN. CNN falsely, again, like always, falsely edited a video to make it appear that President Trump defiantly overfed fish during a visit with the Japanese Prime Minister. Japanese Prime Minister actually led the way with that type of feeding. And it's very true. In the video, you could see that the Japanese Prime Minister was the one that threw the whole thing first. And then it was President Trump that did the exact same thing. President Trump did it only because the Prime Minister, Abe, was the one that did it first. Okay. So we're going on to number 7. CNN falsely reports about Anthony Scaramucci's meeting with a Russian, but retracted it due to significant significant breakdown in the process. Okay. Number 8. Newsweek falsely reported that Polish First Lady Agata Duda did not shake President Trump's hand. That's from Newsweek. So Newsweek is number 8. Number 9. CNN falsely reports that former FBI Director James Comey would not dispute President Trump's claim that he was told he is not under investigation. So that's number 9, folks. Number 10. This is number 10. The New York Times falsely claimed on the front page of the Trump administration had hidden a climate report. It says New York Times guilty of large screw up on climate change story. So I guess they called them out on this. Fake news, folks. Very, very fake news. Number 11. So we're up to number 11. And last but not least, Russia collusion. Russia collusion is perhaps the greatest hoax perpetrated on the American people. There is no collusion at all, folks. Absolutely none. Okay, absolutely no collusion at all. All right, so it says, while the media spent 90% of the time focused on negative coverage or fake news, the president has been getting results. So these are the results of the president. So let me do something real quick here, so you guys can see this with me. Here are the results of the president in the time that he's been in office. It says, while the media spent 90% of the time focused on negative coverage and fake news, the president has been getting results. Number 1, the economy has created over 2 million jobs and gained over 8 trillion in wealth since the president's inauguration. Number 2, African Americans and Hispanics are enjoying the lowest unemployment rate in record history. Number 3, the president signed historic tax cuts and relief for hardworking Americans not seen since President Ronald Reagan. Number 4, President Trump's plan to cut regulations has exceeded 2 out of every 1 in, meaning 2 out, 1 in, mandate, issuing 22 deregulatory actions for every 1 new regulatory action. You guys see that? And number 5, the president has unleashed an American energy boom by ending Obama-era regulations, approving the Keystone Pipeline, auctioning off millions of new acres of energy exploration, and opening up ANWR. Number 6, ISIS is in retreat, having been crushed in Iraq and Syria. Number 7, President Trump followed through on his promise to recognize Jerusalem as the capital and the state of Israel and instructed the State Department to begin to relocate its embassy. Number 8, President Trump encourages more members of nations for paying their fair share for common defense in the NATO alliance. So basically he's saying, you know what, you guys are not paying enough. You guys need to start paying up, and they have. As you guys remember, Norway was at the White House, I think a week ago, and she said herself, you know what, now we're paying our fair share to NATO, and we're making NATO stronger, and we're making sure that everything stays up to par and paying our fair share. Number 9, signed the Veterans Accountability and Whistleblower Protection Act to allow senior officials in the VA to fire failing employees and establish safeguards to protect whistleblowers. And number 10, President Trump kept his promise and appointed Associate Justice Neil Gorsuch to the U.S. Supreme Court. So yeah, folks, that was the Fake News Awards for 2017. So I'm recording this right now. So if you're watching this after it's uploaded, let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm going to be doing it one more time just for those that didn't see it or have just tuned in. So please subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, and also give this video a thumbs up. Thank you very much for watching.